We are beginning our half photo, half drawn self-portrait today. So you're going to get your black and white photograph back today. And with a ruler, you're going to try to find the middle of your face. So somewhere along the middle of your nose. You might get to the middle of your teeth, but it might not be symmetrical. So I'm going to go with the middle of the nose, and I'm drawing a really light line that I'll cut. So you probably can't see that very well on my camera. That is a very close-up of my face. But my line did not go through the middle of my teeth, but it's pretty much through the middle of my nose. So I am going to cut on that line as best as I can. We are going to glue the left side. So for those of you who struggle with those directions, look for your L on your left hand. So I'm going to glue this left side. A little bit of glue all over the back of this half of my face. And then I'm going to glue it onto a brand new white piece of paper, lining up that left side on the left side of the paper so those corners line up. Slide it a little bit here. Okay, at this point, to help us get a start, we're going to do a little bit of tracing. Now I know this is not something we do normally, but today our focus is on value. So finding how this lines up is not our #1 priority, so doing a little helpful tracing is going to help us get started on this project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right side on the back, and I am going to find a window space. So Mrs. Cleary will help you with this. When you put this up against a window, it becomes transparent and you can see through it. So when you are tracing, that left side piece, remember, is behind. So I have a piece right here that I've held up to the window. I did not get a ton of details in this project. I was not able to find everything on my face, but I was able to get kind of the major outlined parts. Now the nose becomes tricky because your nose doesn't have lines. Your nose is going to be a lot of value. So #1 goal at the window is your eye, your mouth, and the shape of your hair and face, and maybe your shoulders, neck, shirt, whatever you can see in that part. So at this point, I would go back to my table spot to start values. You will have your value sheets that we worked on last week to help you with this, all those tricks. Sometimes coloring is going to be the best part. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this a little bit, and it's not allowing me to. So what I'm going to do is I might start with the hair. I am trying to match this darkest value that I see right here on my side of the paper. So I want the value of my hair to be the same on both sides. So in this area, my hair is like anybody's hair. It might have some messy parts. So you might find yourself doing a little bit of that scribbling in this part. My hair, and I'm kind of using both pictures right now, my hair is very smooth as it comes down. So how I hold my pencil might change. The direction of my lines might change. And I might find myself doing lots of layers of value. I'm going to move this down even. Try to get zoomed in a little bit more. As I start working on my face, I might start to hold my pencil flat to get a smoother texture. Now in my picture, this value on my forehead is pretty dark, so I am pushing a little bit harder there. Something we did not talk about a lot last week was using your finger to kind of smear and blend to get your values a little bit softer. So I want my face to have a different texture than my hair. Another tool, and I call it a tool because it's not just for mistakes, is your eraser can do that same thing. Your eraser might blend, and that might help my hair get a little bit of a shine to it and make it look smoother. In the eye, please do not give yourself those fake eyelashes. Really look at your picture and look at those values. So my eye has a darker value in the corner. That white part is not entirely white. My eye, the iris, that colored part, has a very dark line around the outside. The pupil has some dots in it from the glare of the camera. Just trying to match those values. Around my eye, you can really see a darker line. And then my eyelashes, you really only see on the sides there. As I look on this side, it's a little bit darker in the corner of the eye. And then the bottom part of my eye, you can also just see a little bit of my eyelashes. I do have some wrinkles in there because I'm getting a little bit older. So those wrinkles become values as I start to add value on here. I might add my eyebrow a little bit thicker than what I traced. And again, I'm holding my pencil different directions, trying to get a little bit more value on here. Other parts that are going to be trickier is your nose. Again, I said there's not really a line on your nose. I might add some value and get it smeared so it looks a little bit softer. And then I see a lot of value on the side here where I start to get my nostril part of my nose. I'm going to kind of just follow this shape on the other side, trying to make it look symmetrical. My nostril becomes just a value. And I notice that I have some whiter, lighter values that I could maybe go back and put in with a pencil. So your pencil eraser and the big erasers at your table are going to be very helpful today. So my teeth, again, are not completely white, so I'm adding a little bit of value and then going darker to make the separation of the teeth. My lips, I'm trying to match that value on the picture. So you might find yourself hatching, cross-hatching, you might find yourself doing a little scribbling value today. A lot of the time it might be that coloring to get that major value. You also want to think about the background. This background is not white. You mostly see the white of the chair. So I'm going to add value on that and try to get it on this side. So from here, I'm going to keep adding value, and I have one a step further that I've added a lot of value to. You can see I'm trying to get my darkest black on that shirt that I was wearing. I've got a value that maybe could get even darker. These aren't matching entirely, but I'm really starting to see the different values in this black and white picture. So I encourage you to use your time today. Do your very, very best. When you are completely finished, if Mrs. Cleary does not have a name tag on this, please write your name on the back, just in case I can't tell who you are from your picture. So, value away, take your time, make it your best.